Hey guys, it's just Jocelyn here with BYOB Society, and today we're going to talk about the 5-year hustle. So just a little bit about me for all you guys who don't know. I am just Jocelyn. I am a full-time entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years now. I've started my nonprofit organization, Sister Saturday, in 2007, which is a group of women dedicated to the empowerment of ourselves and our communities. I've been a full-time stylist for about 6 years. I've been a salon owner of Scales Beauty Boutique, as well as being a full-time mother, girlfriend, friend, sister, daughter, all of that. So I definitely have, dug my feet into this entrepreneur lifestyle, and I'm here to share my experience and some tricks and tips regarding the 5-year hustle. So I first just want to get into entrepreneurship is such a rewarding, stressful, envied, hardworking, dedication required. It's a lifestyle that requires a lot of tenacity, tough skin, and passion. If you don't have passion, then this life is really not for you. If you're not able to withstand some of the critics and the feedback and the adversity and some of the stressful days and all the hard work that it's going to take to attain the goals that you're looking to reach, then this is really not for you. We have all learned that entrepreneurship is a lifestyle that is really not for everybody. No shade to everyone that likes to dip their toe into the lifestyle, but it is definitely a situation where only the strong survive. You really have to be pretty tenacious to become a successful entrepreneur, which is what we all, of course, want, need, and strive for. So regarding the 5-year hustle, which I call it like the 5-year curse, also called like entrepreneurship ADHD in my opinion. So basically, just like relationships, hobbies, new shoes, like we basically have a 5-year curse that's kind of like an unspoken scenario with a lot of things. So with relationships, we all know that after 5 years, it's said that things get boring, you get pretty complacent, or, you lose the spark or whatever the case. Same goes with hobbies, new shoes, your favorite shoes, whatever the case. So pretty much like I like to consider that the same goes for new ideas. As an entrepreneur, we have ideas upon ideas. They always come. It's definitely a gift for us to, always be blessed with so many amazing thoughts, amazing ideas, ventures that we can go on, relationships that we can build, products that we can come out with, products that we can create, things like we're innovators. We are the wave setters, the trendsetters. We are the ones that pretty much a lot of people look up to. And yes, we are all, we have a pretty good responsibility to the business world. We're talking Steve Jobs, he's an entrepreneur. Tyler Perry, he's an entrepreneur. Oprah Winfrey, like we're talking trendsetters. They pretty much set the tone for things to come and, what's to come and, what else there is out there. So like every great idea, they're both exciting, but there's always that next best thing. And what we struggle with as entrepreneurs is feeling that every idea is the idea. It's like, this is the $1 million moneymaker. This is the one that's going to make me a millionaire. This is the one that's going to make me rich. This is the one that's going to put me over the top. This is the one that's going to, make me, this is the one that's going to pretty much set my career up to, to 1 billion. And this is what's going to make me a billionaire. So we all have those thoughts that this is the one, this is the thing, this is going to be that one situation that gets us going. So basically, we want to figure out how to fight that curse of having so many things, for lack of a better word, that's half-assed. Like, we all have to remember that starting something is not an accomplishment. To start something is not an accomplishment. That is not the goal, to just have a whole lot of started things and things that you put your foot in. It's just like, okay, I'm going to begin this and begin that and begin this, but nothing is fulfilled. You haven't completed anything, and you're not making any real progress. So with that being said, the goal isn't to start something, it's to finish something, it's to fulfill the dream, it's to complete the goal, to complete the task, to get that degree, to, not only start that family, but, love and cherish that family, not only to start your career, but finish it and excel, So we want to definitely figure out how can we keep the spark. So most reasons where the 5-year curse comes into play is because most of us lose our spark for that initial, business venture, that idea that we had that we once loved so much. So I feel that some of these steps that I'll reference are pretty much good ways to rekindle the sizzle, get the spark back within your relationship with your business. So number 1, take a break. If you have to take some step back, take some time off, take a few days to regroup, go away on a vacation, just take your mind off of things. As entrepreneurs, we do a lot on our own. A lot of things are just on us. We pretty much try to single-handedly do everything, and that doesn't always, work out in the best of our ability. We are still humans, and we like to think of ourselves as superhumans, but we are still humans, and we need that time to regroup and, and just figure things out. And like I said, just step away from it for a while until we're ready to go ahead and get back into the swing of things. Another thing that we have issues with, I know myself, I can speak for, is delegating. Delegate those responsibilities. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Know when to hire someone. Know that no matter, how good you are, we can't do everything on our own. Sometimes we need to go ahead and delegate those responsibilities to take some of the pressure off of ourselves, to, have us continue to be excited about our businesses. When you just try to do every single thing, you get burnt out. You're not as efficient and as effective. Keep in mind that we're good, but there's somebody that's great at doing this. Someone that dedicates their whole life to doing one of those aspects of your business that you may not even like to do, or you may not even be totally fond of. So know when to delegate, know when to hire someone, know when it's time to, step away and take a break. Also, respect the process. Like, understand that entrepreneurship and, building a business and being successful, this is not an overnight thing. I know that we live in a time where social media gives off the impression, or television and things give off the impression, that people are just popping up famous, popping up rich, popping up exclusive, popping up with, 300,000 followers and all of those things. But this is really a process. To be really successful, to be considered a truly successful entrepreneur, there is a lot of work and behind the scenes things that go into this. There's definitely no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs, and you have to appreciate every single step of the way, because without that, then you lose sight of what the goal is. You lose touch with what the passion is. And that's another thing. Like, you want to remember what your why is. Remember why you started this business. Remember why you started this venture. Remember why you signed up to go to get your master's. Remember what it is that pushed you to take that initial step. And let that, and feed off of that. Let that fuel you on the days when you don't want to get up, and when you just want to give up, and it's just like, this is not working. Let your why fuel your next move. Let your why be your reason to get up. Let your why be your kick in the butt to, make those phone calls, send those emails, order that product, and pass out those flyers and get to getting. And just appreciate the process, and remember your why, and just appreciate the journey, and have some gratitude. That is a really big one. Have some gratitude with where you are. Your page 3 does not look like someone's page 25, and do not compare the two. It's really hard, especially nowadays, to not compare ourselves to our peers or to other people that we may look up to our mentors, to, like I said, people we see on TV, people we read in the books. It's really hard not to compare ourselves, but we have got to get some gratitude, guys. We have to understand that our journey is our journey, and we have to appreciate every single step of the way so that we can continue to be successful. Another way that we want to try and either avoid or break the 5-year curse, of course, is to try to, like, declutter your mind, so to speak. Keep writing. Don't try to negate those ideas. Don't turn your mind off and say, oh, I'm not going to think of any ideas. If something comes to your mind, write it down. We all have 3, 4, 5. I myself have like 12 different notebooks, and we write our ideas down, and we different things that we can come up with, and proposals that we want to use, and names and brand names, and just random ideas. We all have those. All true entrepreneurs have a pile of notebooks. Most of us carry them around in our pocketbooks, in our book bags, our laptop bags. We have Notepad on our iPhones. It's definitely really a thing. So, of course, write down all of ideas, no matter how small, how crazy, how large. No idea is a bad idea. That's pretty much where greatness comes from. We've all been there. We've all had those innovative ideas. I'm sure once upon a time somebody thought that Steve Jobs' idea of an iPhone was crazy and outlandish, but here we are with the iPhone 7 Plus. So keep in mind that no idea is a bad idea, and it's not that you can't have those ideas, because that's what makes us great. That is what makes us true hustlers and true entrepreneurs, because these ideas just flow to us so fluently that is scary sometimes. So write those ideas down. Don't negate them, but know when to say no. Know to say not right now. This is an amazing idea. This is a brilliant idea, just not right now. So don't tell yourself no, just not right now. Try to compartmentalize your thoughts as well. Give your brain, basically give your time a job and give your brain a schedule. So we've all read the quotes, and we've all done the work and the research, and we've read the books, and our coaches tell us to give your time a job. But also the flip to that is then give your brain a schedule. If your time has a job, then your brain should have a schedule. Okay, give yourself a certain amount of time or hours. Or, whether it's, okay, on Wednesdays is my brand new idea day. And no matter what, on Wednesdays, I'm going to focus on my new ideas. That could be also your time to step away from your current business and just try to reignite your thoughts and give yourself that time to, allow yourself to fill those ideas and fuel your mind with new creativity and things like that, because we don't want to feel like we're getting away from our thoughts and getting away from our creativity and things like that, because of course we don't want to do that. So just give your brain a schedule. Okay, and in the morning I'm going to spend time with my business, and if I have 2 businesses, then I'm going to work on my store this day, and I'm going to work on my website the next day, or whatever the case, whatever that is for you. Just give your time a job, and then give your brain a schedule, so that you're able to have things as a well-oiled machine. And simplify your to-do list, guys. So we all have our to-do list, and it's just like, I need to do this, I need to get my website running, I need to order inventory, I need to do this, I have to make this phone call, I have to make that email, I need to go to a meeting, I'm going to this networking event, I want to have lunch with my mentor, and this and this and that. So keep all those things in mind, but we might need to simplify and dummy down our to-do list. Sometimes maybe we need to list things a little bit more in detail. It sometimes gets a little overwhelming when you have a list of 10 things, but those 10 things are really big, 10 big things, 10 really large accomplishments, 10 really large goals, 10 really large tasks that sometimes, we look at it in a state of defeat. So if we maybe just take our time and maybe break that, if it's 10, take each of those 10 things and maybe break those down into 3 or 4 things. If the task is, I need to get my website up and running, that's a little too general, guys. So then it makes you feel defeated when by the end of the day or the end of the week, your website's not running. Well, of course you can't get a website up and running in one day, but what you can do is maybe break that down and, okay, I think I need to work on the content of page 1. I need to determine what is my domain name. I need to determine what is my color scheme. I would like to determine how many pages I'm going to have. Now we've broken that down into 5 different tasks, that goes still into that one task. So the overall goal is still the same, but then you feel a little bit more accomplished when you have now checked off 5 things, opposed to taking 3 weeks to check off that one thing, So we want to try to keep things like that. If you have to list every single step in a situation, do that if necessary so that you can have that sense of accomplishment. We all know that great feeling it is to check something off of our to-do list. And, if it's a whole lot of things on there and you're checking them off one by one by one, that makes us feel more accomplished, and that helps our minds to feel like we're making progress, opposed to the state of defeat and the sense of, things are moving too slow and we're not getting where we need to be in the time frame we need to get there, So pretty much like all goals are met and you check them, you're checking them all. So once all the goals are met and you've checked them off, then you can move on to the next task. And then that is, like I said, a good way for us to have that sense of accomplishment, that sense of feeling like we're executing things and making progress. And then we can, again, going back to my previous point, we can then appreciate where we are and what we're doing. Make sure that you're executing your goals completely before you're moving on to anything else. And be accountable and take pride in completing those goals. Successfully completing and knocking things out. Because that's the goal here. We don't want to just be a whole bunch of starters or have a whole list of unfinished business, basically. So, another one is you definitely want to, before you try to start something new, see if there's any way to improve what you currently have going on. If you have a business that's been running and it's a well-oiled machine and it's been going good for about 3.5 to 4 years, and opposed to just walking away from that and then just going ahead and starting a new business, how about seeing if there's any way that we can upgrade this current business or expand it or add another store, or we can add some additional products to the menu, or, different things like that. Now, of course, we all want to have new ideas, but there's no reason and nothing wrong with revamping and, giving our current businesses a facelift. So just like your favorite shoes, you don't never forget them. You don't throw them out. You keep them nice and polished and you give them regular checkups. So we definitely need to have maintenance on our current business. We need to keep maintenance on it and see if there's anything that we can do to make that business better before we move on to something else. Of course, again, delegate those responsibilities. And if you need to hire a manager, hire an assistant manager, get more employees because you're looking to open up another store or anything like that. Like, release the reins a little bit, guys. Empty out the nest. And then it makes you feel more comfortable and confident with moving on to something else. And then you enjoy those next steps instead of feeling like, you feel like you're cheating on your first business because it's only, halfway there, or it's not at 110%. If you're not at 110% with your current business, then don't move on. Figure out what it is that you need to do to get that current business or that current venture or that current relationship or that current class to 110%. And then once you have achieved that, then you can successfully move on with that conscience and that confidence that things are going well, with what you currently have. This is not entrepreneurship as much as it is a progress, and it is a journey, and it is hard work. It should not be a constant struggle all the way through. We put our hard work in, and if you're working effectively in the beginning, then things will be, of course, we want to have well-oiled machines, our businesses to be well-oiled, so that we can, of course, it's considered successful. If it's just always being dragged around and you're just always trying to revamp and fix and put in duct tape over situations, then you're not considered successful, guys. We want to be 100% successful. We want our businesses at 110% so that we have that confidence of knowing that we have really accomplished and established something. Also, know when to walk away. Know when to walk away from situations that aren't working. Not all business ventures work out, guys. Not all business ventures are meant to last forever. Some things may be momentarily. So if you felt like you put your all in and you're doing the work and you're doing the research and you're getting that assistance and you're hiring who you need to hire and you're, putting forth every single effort that you can, and if it's not working, then it's not working, and that's okay. And at that point, then maybe you do need to walk away, revamp, regroup your thoughts, and then go back to that notebook and then find something else. We have that. That's why we have these notebooks, and that's why we have all these brilliant ideas, because they are around, and we try to definitely keep them in the forefront of our mind. So But we don't know it all. So, of course, like I said, just don't be afraid to ask for help. Learn when to say no. Say no to the distractions. All ideas are great, but some of them just have to wait. Some ideas just have to wait, guys. So, in closing, just keep in mind to love your business. Love it like your firstborn child or your favorite shoes. Just give it all you got. Make sure that it's nice and stable. Sing your baby deer on 2 feet walking out. Sing your bird to fly with no assistance. Spread their wings and be those well-oiled machines that we want our businesses to be. Make sure that it's absolutely perfect. Nurture it, polish it, and be sure that it's completely stable before we move to anything else. And don't ignore your new ideas, guys. Just put them in the vault for later. It's been good. I hope to talk to you guys again soon. Bye.